and welcome to the very first episode of Parkinson's Today. I'm Bryan Burden. For many years, I stood in front of pilots, generals, and VIPs in the Marine Corps, bringing the latest weather to the battlefield. Then I stood in front of the television camera delivering forecasts, tracking highs and lows, warning about incoming storms, and helping people plan their days. I even spent nearly 20 years' time forecasting weather for the South Pole, scientists, and pilots all around that frozen tundra, the ice fields of Antarctica, for the United States Antarctic Program. All of it was fascinating. Forecasting was who I was. Now I'm facing a new forecast, one that hits much closer to home. A short time ago, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. This show is going to be real talk, my journey as it happens, practical advice maybe for you, conversations with experts, maybe stories from others living with PD, and ways we can all live better together today. Whether you're a newly diagnosed, like myself, a care partner, a longtime warrior, or with Parkinson's, or just someone wanting to understand more, thank you for being here. Let's dive into the story, the diagnosis story. It started gradually, as most of these stories do, and many of you probably had occur to you. For decades, I've dealt with pain, fatigue, and soreness, things I and my doctors largely attributed to a serious spinal cord injury 32 years ago, while I was still in the Marine Corps. Compression at C5 and 6 led to my retirement, and that explained a lot, at least where everything was coming from. But looking back, I've been on other medications now for close to 30 years. We now wonder, did some of those meds help mask or delay clearer Parkinson's symptoms? My doctor thinks I may have shown early signs way back then, but honestly, who checks for Parkinson's in a 30-year-old? It made complete sense to focus on the spinal cord injury instead. We were chasing similar symptoms, just with the wrong primary explanation. Recently, the picture became clearer. After more evaluation and a failed DAT scan, the diagnosis came: Parkinson's disease. I've just started carbidopa-levodopa, and I'm working on getting those words straight all that I can. So we're in this interesting early window phase of things where you're learning what's going on and what the phrases are. Yes, still on my previous existing regime of medicines while figuring out the best path forward. Will I struggle as we layer in our new adjustment meds? Or will we be able to safely reduce or eliminate some of the older ones? These are all real questions I'm asking right now, and I'll keep you updated with honest answers as they come forth. In the moment the doctor confirmed it, I could throw weather terms at you like it felt like a storm. I didn't see developing on the radar. I didn't see it at all. But truthfully, it brought a strange sense of relief. My wife and I finally knew we weren't crazy. The pain, fatigue, tremors, memory issues, and all the rest weren't just in our imaginations. Surprise, fear, and questions about the future all hit at once. But so did hope, right? So what am I doing? I need to talk to people about it. And this is one way to do it right here. This is my first step. I'm working closely with my neurologist to build a long-term strategy along with talking to you about it. Secondly, exercise is non-negotiable. I hear that from all the videos I keep seeing. It's hard though, isn't it? I'm already adding more movement because it helps mobility, balance, strength, mood, and may slow progression, but my body doesn't always want to do it. It doesn't feel like it wants to do that. I'll share what I am trying. Maybe it's walking or stretching. Maybe and exploring some PD-specific programs is something we may look into too. After all, if I can forecast weather at the South Pole, I can handle a few daily extra steps here and there. Thirdly, I'm giving myself some time to adjust. It's okay to feel a whirlwind of emotions. I just don't want to get stuck in the gutter with them. Fourth, I'm building my support team, my family, my friends, and this community right here, you and me. We're creating right here at this point and this moment. I'm educating myself, fifthly, from trusted sources like the Parkinson's Foundation and Michael J. Fox Foundation, while avoiding those 2 a.m. Google rabbit holes that we all tend to file down and fall into, right? Especially in the middle of the night. But what's the bigger picture? More than 1.1 million people in the U.S. are living with Parkinson's, and over 10 million worldwide. Nearly 90,000 new diagnoses happen each year in the U.S. alone. But here's the encouraging part. People live full, meaningful lives with Parkinson's for decades. Treatments are better than they ever were. Research is advancing, and choices like exercise and staying connected make a real difference in your life. My story includes a long backstory, with that of a spinal injury, possible early onset signs that went unrecognized, and years of managing symptoms under a different label. If that sounds familiar to you, know you're not alone in the "we missed this for years" experience, because that's what's happened to me and may have happened to you. Well, looking ahead, what can we look forward to? Well, on Parkinson's Today, we'll cover practical tips for daily life. We'll keep it simple, right? What kind of exercise and nutrition is out there? What kind of medications and treatment? Are there updates to do new stuff? Emotional ups and downs. There's going to be lots of those. Expert interviews when I can get them. And your listener questions and stories. I'd love to hear from you. What questions do you have? What topics would you help you the most, whether you're a caretaker or someone battling right now? In closing, to anyone facing this diagnosis or supporting someone who is, take a breath. You don't have to figure everything out today. Focus on what you can control: movement, attitude, learning, and connection. This is just the beginning of my new forecast. The weather always changes, though, but with the right preparation, we can handle what comes at us no matter what direction it goes. Parkinson's is part of my story now, but it's not the whole story. Thank you for joining me on episode 1 of Parkinson's Today. I'm your host, Bryan Burden. Hoorah, stay strong, keep moving, and I'll talk to you soon.